Hello and welcome to our chapel for November 6th, which will also be our commemoration of Veterans Day. Fittingly, we will start by rising and saying our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, before we get started, I have the happy responsibility of announcing some birthdays, but also we missed a week of birthdays because it was our fall fun week and we had scavenger hunts and all sorts of things going on last week. So I'm going to start with those belated birthdays, but still very important. On Friday, the 30th of last week, it was sixth grader Jackson Balla's birthday. Happy birthday, Jackson. On Saturday, the 31st, Halloween, it was third grader Olivia Carr's birthday. Happy birthday to Olivia. On Thursday of this week, it was fifth grader Zofia Rowan's birthday. Happy birthday, Zofia. And also on Thursday, our very special friend, Mrs. Sheldrick. Happy birthday to you. Now, looking ahead to next week, we have a few more birthdays. On Tuesday, the 10th, we will be celebrating the birthday for kindergartner Claire Felker. Happy birthday, Claire. On Friday, the 13th, we have two birthdays. First grader Noah Schilling and kindergartner William Short. Happy birthday to Noah and to William. On Monday, the 16th, we will be saying happy birthday to eighth grader Jaylyn Guevara. And also on Monday, the 16th, fifth grader Kian Peacock. Happy birthday to all of you, and let's all sing. Take it away, Mr. Ormsby.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to our friends. Happy birthday to you.
Before I announce today's special speaker, I wanted to make a few announcements. Lots coming up in the next week. First, I just wanted to say, if you're familiar with the old song and saying, make new friends, but keep the old, one is silver and the other gold, that we are operating a referral program. If you and your family are enjoying being part of the Montgomery community and you know someone who might be interested in being part of the community, please let Mr. Coco and the admissions office know, and there's a special prize for referring families. Coming up this week, we have IC testing on Saturday. Good luck to our 8th grade testers. And all next week, we will continue with our 3:15 all-school dismissal. A reminder that on the 11th, we will be having a at-home learning day. That means we'll be learning in the morning together, and then we will have faculty time in the afternoon to give faculty some time to meet, connect, and prepare. Also next week, two opportunities to speak with me, parents. We have a town hall on Monday at 7 p.m., and we have sent out a link for that, also be in Schoolhouse News this week, so please look for that and join us to talk about what's going on in and around the school and what's coming up next. And then a special event, ceremonially, heads of school have installation events where the school welcomes the new head of school, and as your new head of school, I will be installed on Thursday at 7 o'clock. And that should be fun and festive, and you'll learn a little bit more about me, perhaps, and also I will become official, even though I've been here for a little while. But I look forward to that. So those are our announcements for the coming week. Now I want to turn to today. Traditionally, and actually by law, the 11th of November is Veterans Day across this country. What is the story of Veterans Day? Well, after World War I, they considered it very important to mark the peace by enacting a remembrance on an annual basis. And I wanted to read a little bit of that dedication that the Congress put together at that time and was signed by the president. Whereas the 11th of November, 1918, marked the cessation of the world's most destructive, sanguinary, and far-reaching war in human annals and the resumption by the people of the United States of peaceful relations with other nations, which we hope may never again be severed. And whereas it is fitting that the recurring anniversary of this date should be commemorated with thanksgiving and prayer and exercises designed to perpetuate peace through goodwill and mutual understanding between nations. And whereas the legislatures of 27 of our states have already declared November 11th to be a legal holiday, therefore, be it resolved by the Senate, the House of Representatives concurring that the President of the United States is requested to issue a proclamation calling upon the officials to display the flag of the United States on all government buildings on November 11th and inviting people of the United States to observe the day in schools and churches or other suitable places with appropriate ceremonies of friendly relations with all other peoples. That's a lot to say. It's a good time to remember. There are 17.4 million veterans from across generations and branches of our armed forces. And this day is personally special to me because my father actually served in Europe in World War II. And I've been privileged to know and work beside many veterans throughout my school career. A lot of great veterans working with and for schools. Our Montgomery story is a story of veterans across our history as well. It's my pleasure to introduce one such veteran, Mr. Joshua Stewart, Montgomery class of 1992 and Downingtown High School class of 1996. He is a Navy veteran, graduating from the Naval Academy at Annapolis in 2001. He served on 2 forward deployed submarines out of Pearl Harbor in Hawaii and participated in multiple expeditionary missions vital to national security. On shore, he taught a class on moral and ethical reasoning for junior officers at the Naval Academy and worked on training curriculum and leadership development. Mr. Stewart left the Navy after 12 years and moved back to this area with his wife, Kelly, and their 2 children, Jasmine, who's in Mrs. Berger's 3rd grade class, and Lincoln, who's in Mrs. Ballas' 4th grade class. Here at Montgomery, he continues to model service as a frequent volunteer and member of our Board of Trustees, the group which oversees the longtime financial health of Montgomery and makes sure that we are here for years to come. So please join me in welcoming Montgomery's own Joshua Stewart.
Hello, good morning, Montgomery School community, parents, faculty, students. It's good to come to you virtually this Friday morning. A lot going on in the country, a lot going on in the world right now. So this is a special Veterans Day chapel, and I'm glad I was welcomed back to give it. So I remember last year there was a roller coaster. So there's not going to be any roller coaster this year, unfortunately. And I'm pretty sure the forecast said it was going to be 70 degrees today. So I'm sure there won't be any snow. So we're always starting off a little different. So not in person, no roller coaster, no snow, but we're still going to try to have a good time, okay? And also, I'm not in the chapel, so unfortunately, we're doing this from home. We're seeing this all over the place. We're remote learning one day, we're in school the other day, so I'm going to be doing this from my office at home, as I'm sure all the kids and parents and teachers are used to doing things a little differently. I'm going to give the chapel from my office at home, so I hope we enjoy it. So this is a especially special Veterans Day chapel because we find ourselves in the midst of an election, a pandemic, the worst Eagle start in recent memory. Kids are homeschooling, parents are home working. So I wanted to focus on the theme that I think a lot of veterans have and a lot of us deal with as veterans, and we deal with every day, but since it's Veterans Day, I'm going to skew it towards what veterans experience, right? And that theme is resilience, right? We talked before when I came to Montgomery about different character traits, and resilience is one of those that we're all experiencing right now. We're all experiencing our different level of ability to deal with certain issues and battle against them and struggle and make it through. So for those of you who remember from last year, is that I like to inject a little bit of learning into the chapels. So when we talk about resilience, Let's go reading and writing class. So we have resilience, the definition, what it means. And the definition to me, resilience is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, showing that toughness. If we're going to use it in a sentence, regularly thinking about morals and actively living according to one's values have been linked to higher resilience. So, and if you're from my household, Lincoln and Jasmine both know, is that there's a little sign that says, I remind them of it saying, I may not be able to control the situation, but I'm in charge of how I respond, right? And I think that's a perfect example of resilience, a perfect way to phrase it. Things come at us all the time, and it's how we respond and how we recover from them shows our resilience, right? It also shows our character. When we talk about resiliency and responding to situations that are out of control, it's hard to ignore the ongoing pandemic, right? And today I have a special guest that I served with, that I know very well, I've known for 20 years, who is an amazing naval officer. He served on 3 ships at sea. He's currently stationed on his 4th as a supply officer on board the USS Theodore Roosevelt, an aircraft carrier out of San Diego. And he's agreed to have a conversation with me about resilience. So we go way back. We've been through a lot together. We come from different parts of the country. He's from California, I'm from Pennsylvania. He likes the Steelers, I like the Eagles, but just a great guy. And going back to that community and that idea of using all the relationships we have and all the contacts we have and all of the experiences we have to help people get through things, to help people get through struggles, right? And understanding how all our networks that we develop throughout our lives, throughout our communities, throughout our schools, through our sports, help us to get through struggles like this. So I thought I'd bring in Josh Hill from San Diego. He's agreed to talk to Montgomery and talk with me and talk a little about his experience on board the USS Theodore Roosevelt. Hey, Josh, good morning. Thanks for your willingness to participate in Montgomery's Veterans Day Chapel this year. How you doing out there? How's the weather in San Diego?
Hey Josh, great to see you. Great to see your smiling face. Coming to you live from the USS Theodore Roosevelt out here in sunny San Diego. Yeah, the weather, probably exactly how you remember it. About 65 degrees this morning, so maybe a little colder. I actually had to put on a jacket coming into work.
Good to know, Josh. I really appreciate it. Again, that's awesome to hear. Hey, real quick for the Montgomery community, can you provide a quick kind of summary of what it is that you do on the ship and what your responsibilities are? Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. So I am the supply officer on the aircraft carrier, and I lead a team of about 500 logistics professionals that our primary responsibility is to provide services to the crew, whether that's feeding the crew of over 5,000 folks up to 4 times a day, or providing laundry services to ship store. We have a couple ship stores on board where you can go down and buy snacks and gifts and whatnot. We have a little bank, a dispersing office on board that we just picked up over $1 million in cash for deployment. To the readiness side, where we support the actual ship itself, the reactors on board, anything that breaks on the ship, all the aircraft that are embarked with us during deployments. We're responsible for providing the parts to fix any issues that go on, and that includes replenishing them all. So with that, I have a very large budget to manage to ensure that we are providing the proper support to the ship.
That's a pretty big responsibility for the guy I used to run around with and have fun. So congratulations on all your success. I know for me personally, if it weren't for Amazon Prime, I wouldn't know how to keep half the stuff stocked in my house. So huge responsibility. The theme of this Veterans Day Chapel is resilience, right? And we know that's kind of the ability to respond to things that are happening around us. So I know resilience has been a huge part of what you've been trying to press on the Theodore Roosevelt. And I'm hoping you might share with our community a little bit of what you had to go through to respond to the COVID-19 crisis that happened on your ship. For the rest of the community, if you don't know, I'm going to show you a quick video of covering kind of what some of the struggles Josh and his crew had to deal with. So watch the video below. I'll get back to you in a second.
My name is Commander Josh Hill, and I'm the supply officer on USS Theodore Roosevelt. I'm part of the now caretaker crew, I think is what we're calling ourselves. what we've done to help mitigate and stop the spread of this coronavirus, we've shut down all the galleys on board, and the base has helped us out in conjunction with the Navy Exchange Command and MWR in order to contract out for those food services. So we've been working closely with the base to make sure that they're feeding our crew 3 times a day while we're in this period of transition and trying to get everybody healthy, moved out the ship and back so we can get back to operating. Everybody's wearing PPE now, both your face masks, your gloves. We're really trying to promote social distancing. A big shout out to the entire skeleton crew, caretaker crew. We've been doing a lot of various tasking and jobs that are outside of our swim lane. And everybody's just pulled together very nicely in order to make that happen. To my team in particular, supply department, I mean, we have not stopped working since we pulled in. Never in my 20 years have I seen or could have imagined anything like this. They don't teach you this in school. They don't prep you for it. We're learning on the fly. We're writing the books for history. So what we do right now will be studied for years to come. And all I can hope for is that we're doing it the right way. We're doing it as best we can. I can tell you that. I'm sure we're going to be judged. I'm sure we're going to be critiqued. But when it's all said and done, I know that this department can look anyone in the eye and say we did it as best we could.
So pretty amazing video, right? And all you had to deal with, why do you feel your crew is able to respond so well? And what's special about the military? For me being a veteran, you're active duty. What's special about the military that helps people respond so positively in situations like these? And what lessons do you think you could share with our community on that? Thanks.
Yeah, great question. I don't know that there's a great answer. I think we as supply officers, at least, are a little better equipped to respond to situations like that because that's what we do for a living, right? We are in a supporting role. So early on in the COVID pandemic, we sort of saw the writing on the wall, right? We understood the magnitude and the severity of what was coming. So we really rolled up our sleeves and got to work. We started putting preparations in place for lodging, for meals, transportation. I mean, you name it. It really fell a lot into the supply world. And my team, we got together and just we got after it. That said, when you ask about what makes us perform and what makes us special and able to respond in situations like that, a lot of it's back to the networking. I mean, calling up friends of ours from the academy, from the Navy, wherever, that are stationed throughout the world, they were rolling out the red carpet for us, willing to help in a supporting role. So, we talk about the relationships you make in the military. I'll tell you what, that was crucial to our success. It'd be like me calling you and saying, "Hey, Josh, I need some N95 masks," and you happen to be sitting in a position to be able to provide that support. And you're not going to think twice about it, and I would do the same for you. So a lot of it came down to just the networking piece alone and how important that was to our success, for lack of a better term.
Thanks for that, Josh. And my understanding is you're not even done yet, right? You have to go back out to sea soon. You're going on a deployment before you transfer off some very well-deserved R&R. So, another measure of resilience, coming back, being out for so long, coming back in for a short period of time and going back out. So how do you tackle that? How do you prepare for that sort of thing going forward?
Yes, Josh, that is correct. We are going to be heading back out for another deployment here. I like to look at it as round 2, another opportunity to succeed, hopefully without an outbreak of COVID this time, knock on wood. People deal with these kind of situations differently. I'll tell you what, this is the most resilient team I've ever worked with. These guys and gals have been through so much, and they keep going. They keep pressing. how do you motivate them? I don't know. I mean, Napoleon said, "Leaders are dealers of hope," right? That's what I'm trying to just put out to my folks and impress upon them that, hey, listen, it's not going to be fun. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it and tell you that it's going to be a great deployment and we're not going to have any port visits or any of the normal stuff that you can kind of experience to make it a much better cruise. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be challenging, but we're all gonna be doing it together. We're all gonna be going through it together, just like we went through COVID together. We made it through that. We're gonna make it through this. So resiliency, absolutely. These guys and gals, they got it all.
Hey, Joshua, it's been great to speak with you, and thanks for sharing your time with the Montgomery community on this Veterans Day Chapel. I'll close with hoping that we can see you again sometime soon on land over here in the Philadelphia region. Would love to have you by the school. You've been very inspiring, and wish you the best of luck on your deployment. And go Navy.
Hey Josh, Montgomery Community, believe me, the pleasure was all mine. Thank you so much for letting me take part in this today. It's been great chatting with you. Really appreciate the support, especially as we get ready to head back out into harm's way. Thank you for all you do. Josh Hill from Theodore Roosevelt, out.
Cool story, huh? I'm so glad I was able to bring Commander Hill to talk to the community today. I'm so grateful to be back. I'm so appreciative of the school and the community for celebrating Veterans Day in this way. We have some struggles ahead of us, right? We have some struggles behind us too. We've made it this far. We probably have some tough roads ahead of us, but I think as a community, as a nation, we're going to get through this, right? So relying on all of you students, all you teachers, all you staff, all the parents, to really draw on your character, practice positive resilience. And I really think we're going to have a very good new year, good holidays, lots of great things to look forward to. Looking forward to coming back next year in person and giving this chapel. So thank you very much, Montgomery, and everybody have an excellent weekend. And happy Veterans Day.